I'm curious about time affluence, especially when working with youth. And, it's a very countercultural suggestion, right? To be able to say, hey, you need to carve out this time. And actually, you have it. It's a matter of being more intentional and noticing and having eyes to see what is in your day-to-day routines and what you can cultivate there. So, how might we model that for our youth as, those of us who are overextended adults in this circle? And, how might we help youth to see this and to really own it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think a couple of things there. One is that I think recognizing the concept can be just powerful, kind of call it something, when you tell people about time famine, when you tell them about time confetti, I feel like people have this like aha moment. I was joking with Ashley, who's a colleague of mine, about her new book. And she's like, new authors like, oh, are people going to buy? I'm like, everyone's going to buy your book. It's like everyone, like when they hear this concept, is like, tell me more, like fix this. And so I feel like, kids recognize this, right? It's giving them tools to kind of talk about it and tools to recognize what it's doing to them, right? I mean, the research shows that biologically, time famine works a lot like hunger famine, right? You're triaging stuff all over the place, right? Like you're just trying to get things off your list. Like often you'll take on less big projects and do tiny things just because you want to be ticking things off, right? And I think all of us who are busy know that sense, right? Like how often did you like do a bunch of stuff during the day, but they were the little things you could just get out of your inbox or get off your to-do list. And at the end of the day, you're like, I did nothing of meaning and import, right? Like, parents don't want their kids to live like that. And so if you point this out to parents, I think it can be quite powerful. Another thing to remind parents, especially, is that this is about this is also about your subjective sense of how much time you have, right? So parents will also be like, well, they're not that busy. But then you talk to the kids and they're like, no, I had soccer practice. Like they feel exhausted. And so kind of having them articulate what their own sense of time affluence is like can be important for parents. Because again, we're busier, we're kind of used to this busy cycle and it doesn't affect us as much. But having the kids articulate how time famished they're really feeling can be an eye opener for parents too. One thing, all of you will hopefully get the link to the podcast and also the online class. I often suggest that kids watch it with parents, because this is a domain I think is really educational. Because what will happen is I'll go through some of this content and parents will be like, oh, we always practice good sleep hygiene. It's like, no, I don't. Like, as soon as you shut the door, I'm on my phone all the time. Or like, we're a really grateful family. It's like, no, you're not, mom. Like, you complain, like, or, like what will happen is like, parents will see how much they're kind of not doing what they thought with some of these tips. And that can also just be educational too.